A few months ago, I did something really stupid. I made a bet against my chat that if I didn't get Grandmaster in League of Legends, I would have to run a marathon. Remember guys, if we're not the Grandmaster by the end of February, I will run a marathon. Record the whole thing. Well, we're here, so I think you can guess who won. It wasn't me. I have never run longer than 10 kilometers straight. I sit and play video games for about 6 to 7 hours, edit for 4 hours, and have a little bit of a workout. Now I have to run 42 kilometers with no training and no preparation. Now it was finally the day of the marathon, and I was actually more excited than I was terrified. I thought I would go out there, push myself, have fun and just enjoy it, and it would be a really cool experience, but I would soon be proven wrong because this was about to be one of the hardest and most painful experiences I've ever had.
Guys, look at this beautiful location. It's gonna be a good run in the middle of nowhere. This is failure during the summer. Break a leg. Well, thank you. I'll probably break both. We'll see. I'm gonna have you guys in my back pocket and I'll pull you up sometimes. No music. No, I don't have any music, so you guys don't get any music.
Starting off this race with all my energy and positivity, I got out there. I was excited to go. My stream was all set up and things were perfect. Now I just had to start running, and we did.
And that's not yet. 1, 2, 3, go! Run, boys.
But trouble was soon strike, because only 500 meters into this race, the tape holding my phone mount was starting to unravel, and I would have to run with one hand holding my phone for the next 4 kilometers.
I guess it's sort of back.
It was very distracting and annoying, but that's how it is. And it was the very first time we're doing this, that I was expecting trouble, but not this early. I really wasn't. Eventually, I would get some help and we would be able to tape it back up again. But as I'm doing it, I'm also thinking, if it only took 500 meters for this Dutch tape to completely unravel, how my body gonna be able to handle 42 kilometers? I couldn't really believe it, and I didn't want to think about it, so I just got back after running again. Now I could finally focus on running, or so I thought. It would take 4 kilometers and then my stream would crash multiple times.
Guys, so you're still with me? I think it's cooked, guys. Guys, I think we failed. No! I know I was feeling good. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
I was super annoyed and I couldn't really believe it. This race, I should have already been at 10.5 kilometers. Now I'm running into all sorts of trouble and I was actually ready to call it quits.
I really don't want to keep going though. I felt good. I feel like we can do this, but
even though in that moment I wanted to quit so badly, I managed to convince myself to just keep on going. Whether the result was going to be good or not, just continue and it would pay off. It felt hard, but I managed to pull myself together and I fought to get the halfway point, and I felt the strongest I had this entire run. I really believed I can do it right now. Then I would eventually see the car again and I knew that this was halfway point. I was ecstatic, I was super happy. I got something to drink, I got a chocolate, and as I'm thinking there, standing there, halfway point this early, let's go. I thought in my head, this is a chance to just prove everybody that anything can be done. And I felt so confident. I was just ready to show everybody what I can do.
So I got a truck, I got a chocolate bar and some Powerade. And I guess we're sort of back. If we're really back, I'm making a go at it. But I know it seems a bit scuffed, it's starting to get late, but I really want to finish this. I'm feeling okay.
So I would start running again, confident, full of hubris, but this hubris would soon bite me in the ass, because once I started running again, it would take 1 minute and my stream would crash again, and this time it would take 15 to 20 minutes fixing it again. And I don't know if you have, but if you've ran half a marathon and then stop for 15-20 minutes standing completely still, your legs will completely lock up. My body was ready to go home. He didn't know I was gonna run to 21 kilometers more. He thought I was finished. The chafing is starting to hit hard, and taking that break felt awful. I wish I could have just kept my legs running. Maybe I'll get back into it and find my rhythm again. These breaks to like try to fix the
Stream really isn't helpful though.
It was at this point, the frustration with the technical issues and the pain starting to creep up, I genuinely considered quitting. I was very close. That was the halfway point. Maybe we just call it a half marathon and go home. But despite all those thoughts, I had nothing to lose and we kept on going. Surely my body will feel better again, right? Just like it did the last time. Well, that was completely wrong because the next 10 kilometers would be so awful and so slow. I felt like I didn't have any pace, and on the first lap, I felt like that turning point came so early. This time, even though I'd ran the same turns before and the same length, I thought for sure that for the last 20 turns, each would be the last one. It really wasn't. It would take forever. But I did eventually get there, and I was so relieved, and I just wanted to get something to drink. But I didn't stop for long because I was in so much pain. Despite being a good idea to eat and drink and take that time, I just got back after it again because I wanted to go home, and that was a huge mistake.
The pain got pretty bad from halfway point until like 15 kilometers. But then it felt very similar from there to 20. Now it's back after I took the break. Maybe we can finish strong.
There's not much power in those next 3 kilometers though. And as I approached 35 kilometers completed, it was actually not that bad. But in my head, I'd calculated 40 kilometers as the marathon because it was just quick math. Of course, it's 42. And when I approached 35 kilometers, I hadn't run 5. I wasn't halfway point. I wasn't even 1/3. I had completed 3 kilometers out of 10 and a half. And it was a disaster for my mind and mental. It was not like I could turn back. I had run 3. There's only 7 left, right? At this point, I was in so much pain. I remember this moment so clearly because it was this moment. My mind was screaming at me to quit. And I find every reason why this marathon was so unimportant and tried to strip away all the reasons why I did it. But I remembered David Goggins' book that I'd read 3 years ago, Can't Hurt Me, about the 1 second rule, where your mind is trying to pull out all the tricks to get you to quit in that moment and take away your dream, but we wouldn't let it. I couldn't believe the pain, but I did find a trick to just keep me going. And I was thinking I was in a rough spot when running these last few kilometers. I just thought that if I died tomorrow, what wouldn't I do to just feel something again, to just feel this? And I tried to embrace that idea as much as I could. It was unbelievably hard, but I tried to just appreciate the pain and the experience as a whole. And it did help me for a bit. And in the dark, putting one foot in front of the other, eventually I would see the car lights of my friend, and I knew that we had actually been able to do it. I just had to get there. This was an absolutely crazy experience, which I'm really happy I had. It was very strange seeing the footage now and seeing how emotional I am in that moment, because I wasn't really happy or celebrating in a big way. I just felt so much. It was really emotional, and I'm also on the brink of crying. And it's very strange to see because it just felt so huge. It felt so rich and much. I was proud. It was just a good feeling like I'm really alive and that you have way more power in you than you might realize.
How do you feel?
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see the guys.
You finished. It's incredible, and you didn't die.
Hold this.
Yeah.
Guys.
And although I know this, it's hard to really take it in without an experience like this. I think you need it. So this was incredible.
Oh, it feels good. I had zero clue if it was possible. I felt like after 20, all the technical issues, I really thought it was good. I really did.
We also kind of did this whole thing to shed a light on mental health out there, and because we did a couple of donations and so on, and I'm really happy for those who contributed. That's awesome. marathon is like the physical representation of what it's like to go through something difficult and mental issues, because it's kind of like this. You can't see the ending. You don't know if you're gonna get there. You don't know if you'll ever be happy or satisfied, or whatever you might struggle with, or if I will ever be able to reach that finish line. And don't even know how the road is gonna be like. I don't know if I'm gonna quit or it's gonna be awful. I'm just gonna be left with pain. There's gonna be so much pain on the way there and so much difficulty, and you just have to take one more step and just have kind of faith that you'll get there someday, without knowing. And that is really difficult, and I've been through that myself, and that's why I felt like it has some really big similarities, and it was really incredible. So if you are struggling or just want to do more, I encourage you. I hope you maybe inspired you in some way. If you enjoyed this video, it would be awesome if you subscribed. Then we can keep this channel going and make some awesome content. Thank you guys for keeping me to my word. I'll see you in the next one, and good luck. I'm waiting for you. Bye.